Today, we will be discussing Rhea's weapon, main stats and discussing her synergies.
Rhea's weapon increases the amount of attacks for her to trigger a crit from 20 attacks to 15, as an effective damage increase going from 6% from around 9 crits. This will increase to 13 crits, or it will be an overall damage increase to 8%. We will be combining this with the base Sinara. Her average attacks will add up to around 350 normal attacks. Increase from base Rhea to base weapon will go from 17 crits to 23 crits per battle. A damage increase from 23.8 normal attacks to 32.2 normal attacks, or about a 40% damage increase. Rhea's max level weapon will increase the critical damage up to 150% and change the number of attacks for her self-crit from 15 to 10 normal attacks. This is a massive boost to Rhea's self-crit bleed attacks, with base Sinara increase from Rhea's base weapon of 23 crits per battle to around 35 crits or 32.2 normal attacks or damage to 70 normal attacks, to an over double effect from Rhea's base weapon to max level weapon. Now, we'll be talking about her max level weapon for alternative lineups. Rhea, although used for bleed, only has a self-silence whereby she will no longer be able to trigger active. It is possible to integrate her with the female lineup. We mentioned this in our Rhea review. We're now with her weapon high level or max, utilizing her for the massive attack stats she provides, along with the bleed effect. Integrating her with a female setup is possible. Remember, she requires normal attacks to trigger bleed, so no Jamie weakness will work unless we keep her 3-star purely for her stats.
Moving on, as pure solo commander with her base weapon and max, her commander damage will be around 13 crits base or 18.2 normal attacks to max weapon of 19 crits or around 38 normal attacks, this being a 12% damage increase commander solo or a 19% damage increase with max weapon from commander solo.
If you'll be using Rhea for a type of hybrid lineup, you'll need a second commander, which triggers critical attacks to cross bleed effects from Rhea. As of right now, all crit commanders are male, which are free-to-play options of Merrill and Lareoreo for cavalry or infantry, or Jon Snow, who will be best performing commander for either infantry or cavalry, while also providing damage reduction for your lineups. To hybrid, bleed into the female lineup assumes you don't have stronger options for both lineups. To maximize both lineups, hybrids work best when both functions aren't sacrificing too much of their strengths. Without Sinara, sure, Rhea won't trigger as many critical attacks by herself, however her main source will be from other commanders. For this, we'll use Merrill and keeping premium commanders out of the lineup recommendations for now. Utilizing Rhea with max weapon plus Merrill with max weapon, Rhea with her 19 crits per battle being or about 38 normal attacks worth of damage, plus Merrill with a usual 12 crits per battle at 140% damage equal to 21.6 normal attacks of damage, to total damage from them being 60 normal attacks, or around a 30% increase in damage from their synergy.
Crossing Rhea with the female synergy is rough without the use of her max level weapon. Simply put, this is a high level lineup. For this case, let us use Jon and Rhea, and for the female commanders, we will utilize Layla, Salma and Dani. What will be the use of this lineup? Well, the fact that Dani is so strong with her disarm effect and combined with Layla's multi-pro plus Salma's initial commander attack wave, we can have a high damage plus enemy disarmed before the battle starts, to then having Rhea and Joan provide high snowball damage along with troop damage reduction. We'll assume all commander are maxed for this. The effective damage and cast using this lineup will be at least 2 enemy lineups disarmed for 7 seconds, being a 40 damage reduction. Layla and Salma multicast dealing some extra damage, now applying Jon's 25% damage reduction onto the 3 enemy lines which will still be active. Effective reductions of 0.75 normal attacks, making an overall reduction of 2.75 normal attack, or about a 55% reduction. Every 2 seconds, a bleed will be initiated by Rhea, and every attack has a 20% chance to trigger another critical attack at 180% along with another bleed. Jon's effect will launch multiple crits and achieve a high amount of bleed effects. In short from damage, it will go from 5 normal attacks to 5.8, plus the addition of bleed will go up to around 6.4 to 7.6 normal attacks once a few bleeds have come into effect. Is it really this strong? Up to you.